And we're live on a Wednesday. How weird is this? Some of y'all, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Let's just start with this. Hello, happy Wednesday. How's everybody doing? I'll probably wait a little bit for some of y'all to hop on. It's not our usual day, but it is our new usual day to go live. I'm changing up the schedule a little bit because for some reason Tuesdays just aren't working. Probably my fault. Last week was a holiday though, and I'm sure that everybody was out celebrating America. So that was why we weren't live last week. Plus, I live in a sort of neighborhood where well, hopefully my neighbors don't watch this, but they set off a lot of fireworks, and our internet and electricity is unreliable anytime there are fireworks going off because they've hit the power lines a few times. But you know what? Bless them. I'm glad they're celebrating America, and I'm not going to complain about fireworks. So anyway, what's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. It's cool to be on here tonight. We've got a lot of catching up to do. It's a big week, and starting with, I don't even know what to start with. Day late and $1 short. I'm a few dollars short lately. I don't know if I need to get another job to support all my hobbies or what, but yeah, there's a few dollars short and a few days late. Panicked yesterday and thought I missed it. Colton, you didn't miss it. We changed days. Otherwise I missed it, and I'm doing a makeup day. But yeah, well, how do y'all feel about Wednesdays? So originally I did, I picked Tuesdays because typically I watch wrestling on Wednesdays. But I record that so I can watch it before or after. And yeah, Tuesdays I'm just like, it's just not working out. I can't figure out what the deal is, but like yesterday I was just too exhausted and I was like, I can't do this. So anyway, Wednesdays I think is going to be the new day. I even got the whole crew with me today. So Dixie's out here. Monty, he's around, but he knocked something over in here earlier, so he's afraid of my office at the moment. Dale's on here, Colton's on here, Warbird, Nut is on here. Swamp Dog, what's up? Glad you're on here. Cowboy Jeff's on here. I'm ready to ramble tonight, and I just got to figure out what we're going to start with because there's a few things, right? I can't remember if I mentioned to y'all, I know we talked about GunCon. We had that conversation. Then the 4th of July interrupted our weekly get-together. So we're back. I can't remember if I told y'all on our way home from Iowa, we ended up stopping at RMA. Sorry, I'm hearing noises. We ended up stopping at RMA Armament. They do body armor, and they're in southern Iowa. So I picked up some plates, which is the first ones I've actually personally owned. My brother, he is law enforcement, and he's had several different options because he also does training. So he's tried out different body armor setup, plate setups, all that sort of stuff. These are for women. So these are pretty cool. I don't know if we want to start with that or if we want to start with Springfield Armory's Echelon. There's a bunch of stuff going on. Cowboy, Jeff, TV isn't on. Yeah, I lost my remote. So I think I might have thrown it away, but I haven't told my husband yet because I've got a bad track record of losing remotes. And hopefully he's not hearing me tell you all this now. But I am too stubborn to tell him that I lost my remote. So I just am dealing without a TV right now. And there was a lot of things we were going to watch while I ramble tonight. The fact that you're a wrestling fan is cool. I'm glad you think so, because sometimes I will talk to people about it just assuming that they're wrestling fans, because I think most people are and they just don't know it. But yeah, sometimes you get some weird looks. Charlie, what's up? Glad you're on here. Charlie called me out last night for not being live, so yeah, had to fix that. Dog, he's like sitting right outside the door, peeking in here. Like, why is he not invited? But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to get him earmuffs for while I'm rambling. I know he doesn't watch this, because he knows I'll see his name on here and he thinks it'll make me nervous. But honestly, he could be on here and it'd be totally fine because I'd probably still tell my own secrets on myself anyway. Plus, I know my dad hops on here from time to time, but. So Swamp Dog, the power button works, but we don't have like actual cable. We do internet TV. So I've got like, I don't know if it's Roku or Amazon's, I don't know. It's one of the ones where you have to have a special remote for the TV portion of it. Like, I think it's Amazon Fire Stick maybe. But yeah. So that is why we do not have TV at the moment. What? Are you coming in here? Get in here. This dog's killing me. Anyway, so we'll start with body armor. So these are my new plates. This is the front plate. It's women's, so it's got this nice curve, right? Which is gonna actually be pretty cool because all the times that I've tried my brother's body armor on, obviously he's built a little bit differently than me. It's just never been comfortable. I can't reach them. I have 3 different plate carriers to choose from, 3 different colors. I will probably keep it set up in multicam just because in my head, if I am going to actually need this, it's going to be in some sort of like outdoor walk home from something in the middle of an apocalypse type deal. But I'm glad I have it for every other reason. I think it's good to have just as a backup because born a prepper, whatever. I'm sorry, I'm reading the body armor comments for the rabbit. So she's got a vest. She actually had a vest before me. Technically, we do have matching vests now, which I'm kind of thrilled about it because I'm probably going to do a video about our matching vests. But yeah, now I'm distracted. Has anybody else heard of RMA Armament? Because I will say, so we'll go back into that. So Southern Iowa, I got to go and tour their facility while we were up there, which was really cool because he kept it open late on a Saturday and let my dad and I walk through. I thought it would be a quick tour since it was like 7 o'clock on a Saturday night, but ended up being like an hour and a half. Great conversation, great people. It was father-daughter operation when we were in there, so I just love that right off the bat too. The facility they have is incredible. They also have like windmills right outside their facility, which is kind of freaky, honestly. And one of them was broken, and I think that the broken ones that are sitting still are actually freakier than the ones that are operating. But yeah, not heard of RMA, but I have been considering the Premier brand. So I'm very familiar with Premier Body Armor too. And they just launched, I believe it's a women's soft armor. Anyway, so I'm looking into that one as well. And I actually have some Premier Body Armor backpack panels, but this is my first like actual plate carrier. So I don't think Premier, I'll have to check into that. I don't think Premier has plate carriers for women. I think they just have the soft armor. But anyway, I know that maybe the women's stuff doesn't specifically help y'all, but it is nice for myself to know that somebody does make women's specific stuff. And actually, like since the state of the world we're in today, I've had quite a few husbands asking for stuff that was for their wives. So knowing of who has what options is pretty good. Also, RMA, from what I've looked into their website, all their stuff is at pretty decent prices. Anyway, so this is level 4. They actually have a discount going on right now. It's like 15% off the level 3, 15% off level 3, level 3A, and SRT plates and kits. So if anybody wants that, let me know. But yeah, there's a discount going until July 20th. It's like 15% off, which is significant enough to make a difference. But I am happy to send that to anybody. It's just a generic code. I don't have an official code with them. But anything that I can do to share that saves people some money, I'm glad to do that. Same with like, I've got codes with, who else? Walkers, hearing protection. That's not something I get a kickback from. That's just a code I have to offer y'all. Happy to give that out to anybody that needs it. Same with Cold Steel and several others. 9line, I do get a kickback from, but 9line apparel is great apparel, whether you use my discount code or you use one that they have. They almost always have some sort of discount code going on. So happy to have been working with them for several years, but now I'm just rambling, which I guess is what we're here for, right? Recommendations for plate carrier brands. So I am still learning quite a bit about different brands, and I don't want to give you a recommendation right now until I have a better idea of like what I actually like or reasons for why I like it. So let me get back to you on that. Also, I just remembered that I owe somebody a shotgun recommendation, and I saw that email come through and it completely slipped my mind. So I don't know if you're on here tonight, but I apologize. I can specifically remember your email coming in and starting to type it up. It's the same with text messages right now. I'm the worst. I'm literally the worst. I will see somebody text me and I will forget to text them back for like 2 weeks. And then I'm like, do I text them back now or do I just keep not texting them back? um, Shoot, Swamp Dog, if you're still on here, I literally had typed out that it was nice to see you at GunCon and then didn't send it to you for like 2 weeks. I'm the worst. Bill, don't tell on me. Josiah asked if I've shot the new Springfield Armory Echelon. Yes, I have. And I actually do legitimately have a video coming for y'all about this. I wish I had had it finished and ready to post today since it was launch day. The tech, y'all are calling me on the text. Anyway, it was launch day. However, I did not finish editing and all of that. So I'm going to put a few more rounds through it and give y'all a review that I would consider, I hope it's a good review. I mean, as far as like my delivery of the review, there are plenty of reviews out there about the gun as of now. But yeah, I mean, there's a ton of information about it already. I just saw that I have dog cookies here, so in case Monty comes in here to see me. But yeah, guns right here. Actually, it's kind of hard to see. I don't know what the rules are for handling weapons on YouTube Live, so that's why I'm not touching it. But this is the box it came in. This is this Farland holster. This is the Echelon sitting right inside the holster. I'm super excited to actually tell y'all what I think about it in full. But I already got called a shill for saying a couple of good things on Instagram, and I just think that's complete BS. Like, you can't say something good about a gun or it makes you a shill. I don't think that's how that works. So anyway, trolls are trolls, but I thought that was a little bit entertaining. So there's like 112 people. I don't really know how many people. There are several people that received guns from Springfield to do reviews on or just share it or give their honest opinions on it. And I think the really cool thing about Springfield Armory is they don't have requirements about things that you have to. They don't give you any, actually. They give you no guidelines except don't post until it's launched. And everything else is on you. So I honestly think that that is one of the coolest things that a company can do. They give you complete creative freedom to share your real opinions. And then when you do actually have a good opinion about something, trolls. So I'm really, really thrilled about this gun. I have one currently. My brother is going to buy one. I think that tells you enough. Like, we've had it for a little while. It's already being purchased again in the family. Good review. I have a very high opinion of this. So, amazing how you can't give your opinion without being a shill. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. And I was watching some of the people's reviews, and like I said, everybody had pretty valid information, like good information out there. But I don't know. I don't want to downplay my excitement because of a fear of being called a name, right? And this, I don't know. I'm just gonna share what I think. And for the most, I don't know if y'all noticed, but I'm kind of easily entertained, and I like weird guns in general. So this is not a weird gun at all. It's actually pretty normal, but it's got a lot of really good features, and that's part of what makes it so great. So anyway, I don't want to give away everything I'm going to say in the video, so that's why I'm not getting into too much detail. But yeah, I'm really excited about this. So glad I was able to be a part of that. And I don't know what else to say at the moment. FYI, I'm actually a troll. You're not a troll. Or maybe, I don't know. You're not a troll. I have been interested in Springfield pistols lately, but the Echelon has definitely got my attention. Right? Okay, so I actually really like the Hellcat too. I don't have the small Hellcat. I've got the Hellcat Pro, and I have the Hellcat Pro with the manual safety. Really like that gun for multiple reasons. I want the smaller one now. So I don't know. Just a lot of things. I think they're moving in a direction that has made them a lot more on my radar other than just their historical guns. So that and the bullpup, the Hellion, it's still on my get list. I've gotten to shoot them at multiple range days, but deciding what you're going to spend your money on is just difficult because there's so many things that you want. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I need another job to support my hobby. Oh, sorry. Um, by the way, the VR interview with me tomorrow from GunCon. Cool. I can't wait to see it. But can you give a but you can give opinions of trolls. Oh, maybe I'll start doing that. I'll start reviewing trolls. I'm getting ready to eat a banana split. Well, I hope you enjoy that. That sounds delicious. In fact, I'm probably gonna get ice cream when I get off of here because ice cream before bed is definitely the way to go. Oh, my bad. Jacob, what's up? Glad you're on here. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but I've got like just a little bit of music playing since I don't have my TV on and it's kind of quiet. It's like an oldies, it's not oldie. I don't even know it's like a throwback to the early 2000s and it's bringing back some memories from the childhood. First carry gun was a Springfield XDM 9mm. I like it, but it was heavy to conceal, so I sold it. So I never got any of the Springfield Armory XDs. I never really messed around with them very much at all. So I never had like a hard opinion on them, but I really like the direction they're going. Did you ever have any of the old troll dolls with the hair? No, those used to freak me out. Same with Furbies, so I stayed away from those. There's no reason to turn down ice cream. I could not agree more. I'm pretty sure like National Ice Cream Day is next week or something. Or maybe this weekend. I need to double check on that because it's like free donut day. You gotta take full advantage of National Ice Cream Day. Just an opinion. But yeah, y'all tell me what else is new with you. What'd y'all get into this weekend? What's something you're excited about? Oh, here's something exciting. I can't remember if it's this weekend or next weekend, but there's a bowling pin match, and I think it's in close to Macon that I really want to go to. I'm pretty sure it's a 22 match. So 22's, I think it's 22's only. I need to look back into this, but when I was a kid, my dad used to go to bowling pin matches on like every Thursday. And they were at an indoor range, but this one I believe is an outdoor range. And I really want to go do this because by the time I was old enough to go to that club to start shooting, they had stopped doing bowling pin matches. So I don't know. I'm pretty excited. Headed to Charleston with the fam. That sounds fun. I have never been to Charleston. I've been through Charleston, but I've never been to visit, and I'm kind of disappointed in myself for not being there. Private range updates. So it's there, it's working. We got a pile of dirt and something to shoot into and targets. We got to get some different equipment, something that can dig maybe a little bit more, and then probably gonna do a different floor layer. We had M10, like a sand dust type stuff that was down there. But the problem is the folks that originally laid the M10, instead of actually leveling the base, they got it really unlevel and then tried to fill it in with the M10, but all of that's washing out now. So we've got some pretty big ruts. And yeah, it's just part of it doesn't look good. Like I said, it still operates fine. Like we can still go out there and train how we need to train and get done what we need to get done. But I have a beautification level of the range that I want it to look like. So that is going to involve a little bit of landscaping, a little bit of tree planting, but mostly we got to get the floor of the range back up to what I would consider par. And that's going to probably mean like a different kind of crushed gravel type thing. But yeah. Anyway. Helped out with a church missionary choir event for the Conyers area. That it was great. Hey, that's pretty cool. Conyers in Georgia? Where am I? I'm lost. Tried the full day art challenge. Yeah, me too. I thought that was pretty cool. So truthfully, we didn't have a full day art upper. We had one on order and hoping it was going to get here by this week. Then I saw that email that they were doing a challenge and I was like, oh shoot, we gotta try that. So my dad has several, actually between the two of us, we've got most of the other takedown configurations for rifles. So we were like, okay, one of these has to work, right? We've got to be competitive with this because you didn't have to have a full AR to compete in the full AR competition. Um, however, we tried it with one of the other configurations and quickly realized that we weren't getting anywhere close to 8 seconds with this. And then luckily for us, the full AR upper got here this morning. We assembled it, and I had like 30 minutes to try and get an under 8 second shot, which ended up, it was like probably like 98 degrees out here today, too. It was so hot because naturally had I gone out there at 7 a.m. to try again, like we had originally planned, we would have been trying again with the other configuration that was not a full AR. So I'm glad I was late, but I'm also not glad I was late because it was so daggum hot. Um, but I think I got 3 tries, or my 3rd try was the one I posted. Video was a little bit rough. My dad was having trouble. My phone actually ended up shutting off because it got overheated. My other phone, so I have a phone and then an old phone I use as a camera, so I don't really have 2 phones. But when I say my other phone, that's what I mean. Anyway, so the first one got overheated. The second one was acting the same way. So we were using my dad's, and he couldn't see the screen because it was so bright outside. So he's like trying to see the screen, but also trying to film, and wasn't even sure he got me in the camera. But luckily it worked, and we'll find out soon who the 5 winners of the full AR competition were. So fingers crossed. I got under 8 seconds, and it felt good. I was genuinely excited. Um, I did get a couple of complaints that I didn't show the target, and I do wish that I had because I hit something. um, but that was the biggest complaint is people were like, "Well, what did you hit?" Or I think one of the guys didn't have an optic on his gun or any kind of sights on it, and they were like, "Well, anyone can put together a gun, but aiming and hitting something is a different level." And while I agree with them, for the competition's sake, that wasn't part of it. You just had to put the gun together and fire a round downrange in a safe direction. So we did that, but I promise I hit my target. So I'm actually looking forward to doing that again. I may do just like a, I could do, I may do a video. So I know I'm trying to figure out how to say this without giving anything away. So I want to do a couple of videos about different takedown systems. We've got several, like I said, we've got several, everything down to like the 1022 takedowns. And there's the Trailblazer flip around ones. Like there's quite a few different takedown or backpack compatible weapon systems now. So it'd be fun to do some comparison videos. I don't know if necessarily fastest is always what I'll be testing for, or trying to showcase, because there's other reasons that you could or would have other takedown systems, like the Leo takedown I really like for being able to change barrels very quickly. But you can do the same thing with full AR too. So anyway, there's just a bunch of things, maybe talk about like the evolution of takedown systems, something like that. But that was a pretty fun competition. I'm glad I did it. I was genuinely thrilled that I was able to get under 8 seconds. So, at my beach house this week since it's the All-Star break. Hey, that's pretty cool. I'm glad you're at the beach. That sounds lovely. We're in the process of planning out a trip for hopefully this fall to maybe a beach, but I don't know yet. And when I do, I will let y'all know because it might mess up a Wednesday night live, but I'll let you know. I did a pin-wielded suppressed barrel on mine. Oh, goodness. I'm sorry. Needed some water. Well, this isn't water. This is Coke. Gosh, Pepper. The target wasn't requirement this time, though. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Sorry, I'm reading through these. I was having trouble. I wanted to see other people's videos posted, but I didn't see them on Instagram. So I'm wondering if some of them just emailed them in to Full AR and that's how they were posting them. But honestly, like, that was a really fun little competition just to try. Something different too, instead of just like a build your own competition or something like that. Nothing against those, but it was just new. So Philip, yes. Sorry, I almost said your well, I did kind of say your name weird. Yes, new night, same time. Tuesdays for some reason just weren't working for me. I kept forgetting. I think it's all the holidays or like the fact that it is summer and just timing is weird and whatnot. Um, because I just couldn't remember that Tuesday was Tuesday and Wednesday. I always know what Wednesday night is. You know what that means because of wrestling. So Wednesday, we're just gonna do it. Wednesdays are the nights. Also, this might be kind of weird, but I've been sitting here with this body armor in my lap, and you know how weighted blankets like are a calming effect. I think that this is the same because I've, like I said, I've been sitting here. I got front plate and back plate sitting in my lap, and it's been very calming. I don't know why. Tuesday is the second Monday. Yes, it is. And normally my Tuesdays have been worse than my Mondays, and I don't know why. So we'll do it after Dynamite. Yes. Yes. But I might not always watch Dynamite before I hop on here, so no spoilers. Going to IV-88 shoot. What is the absolute must shoot machine gun? I will have to try. First time shooting full autos. Okay, so it depends on who's there and what they bring, right? Because last year there was some folks with quite a few different interesting machine guns. Swamp Dog, that was the next one I was gonna say. The Mutant is always like a favorite at IV-88-88. Colton's got the right idea. All of them is normally the answer. So it's not weird when I sit with my AR because the weight is calming. No, it's not. 10 for 10 would recommend. AK-47, gotta feel the muzzle climb. Will be in Atlanta this weekend, then Nashville next weekend. Oh, that's pretty cool. Going to Nashville. I am going to be going up to Memphis soon. Actually, my granddad's birthday is next week, and then the following week is my cousin's baby's birthday, his first birthday. So we're going up to celebrate everybody, and I'm very excited to get up there and see everybody again because while we were just there at the end of May, it's never enough. But I feel like if there is a Browning BAR or Browning M2, that will be the top of my list. So there are a few people that normally bring classics. There was, I don't know if there was a BAR last year, but there was an M2 last year. I did not shoot that though. So last year's IV-88-88, they're always a blast. But it was like crazy busy, and I was in the middle of kind of losing my mind about the machine gun shoot, so it was hard to focus on what was going on in the range, while also thinking about the stuff that I needed to be doing. So I did have a really good time like catching up with everybody though, and that is honestly that's half of what is so important about the events to me is just like seeing all the people that you make friends from all over the world, right? So you only see them this many times a year, and IV-88-88 is one of those that brings quite a few people together, and it was really good to catch up with everybody. But I did miss shooting quite a few things that were out on the range. There was also a very rude range safety officer there. I can tell you that I don't think I've ever been gotten onto at the range before. And the things that this man got onto me about, I was wearing, my dad and I actually had the same sunglasses on. And then I had my Walker's Ear Pro that sit on my shoulder, but they are quite definitely Walker's hearing protection. They are made for hearing protection. And and I had a tank top on, but my tank top went to here. So it covered my entire shoulder. Anyway, he told me I couldn't shoot without sleeves. My eye protection and my hearing protection weren't eye protection, hearing protection. I was like, I couldn't hear him. So I thought he was asking to see my badge. And I go to point at it because I had it like hooked onto my belt. So I pointed at it and I don't know what he thought I was pointing at, but I pointed at it, and then he said, "That's not hearing protection, and those aren't eyes." And I just looked at him funny, and I was like, "These are quite literally Walker's hearing protection." And then I looked at my dad, and then he told me I couldn't shoot without my arms covered. And I looked at my dad and every other person on the range that had anything less than a long sleeve, because essentially, like he was telling me, I had to have my arms completely covered to shoot. And I was just like, what is this person doing on the range? I also heard him make comments about everybody else, like while he was standing in off to the side, about how all of us out there were stupid. So basically, he shouldn't have been a range safety officer, and he kind of could have ruined the experience for other people. But luckily, I just laughed about it and then moved down the range and made sure I didn't shoot next to him anymore, because I didn't change my shirt, I didn't change my hearing protection, I didn't change my eyes, because all of them were legitimate enough for me to have worn it many other range days. And like I said, my dad was wearing the same sunglasses as me. But anyway, that was a rant. Goodness. Apparently, I needed to get that out of me. I've been holding on to this since last October. Rude RSOs usually can't be any other kind of officer, hence the anger. I guess so. Y'all gotta. Oh, Swamp Dog, thanks for being on here. Have a good night. If Logan Paul loses to Ricochet, I'll lose. You know what? I genuinely love watching. I genuinely love watching Logan Paul as a wrestler. I was skeptical, but he has had some like major moments for not being a wrestler, right? You're too pretty and distracting. I don't know. I mean, we'll go with that because I'll take the compliment, but I will say I did get like a little bit heated, and then I talked to my dad. Like, we stepped back off the range because I didn't want to. I'm not going to argue with somebody, but I did tell him like these are walkers and showed him that. Not that I needed to validate that what I was wearing was appropriate, but I will be disappointed if I see him back as a range officer. But if I do, I will probably, I don't know, just avoid the confrontation. It would be funny if he were to to say anything again, though. My dad is very good at like, he's very mellow and very good at like diffusing situations. So he's just, yeah, he's good. We have board meetings sometimes at our range, and all of them are great men. Love working with all of them. But my dad is a very good mitigator for some of the conversations, because some people can get heated pretty quick. You should make a shirt that says I assure this is protective gear. Maybe I will. That'd be really funny. No shortage of terrible RSOs out there, unfortunately. Yeah, it's the truth, unfortunately. Haven't gone shooting in a couple of months. I've been fishing a lot, hammering the bluegill, small. You know what I haven't done enough. Excuse me. Let's try that again. You know what I haven't done enough this summer is not shooting. I am all over the place now. I haven't been fishing enough, and I haven't gone swimming like at all, which is kind of weird. The summer is getting by too fast without me like fully embracing everything. So I need to fix that, I think. Need to fix that. In East Tennessee, the RSOs have been decent. Well, I am glad about that. For the most part, they're great here too. I mean, actually, I take that back. I don't go to enough places that have RSOs because I'm typically either shooting at our private gun club or our home range. And at that place, we would be considered the RSOs for ourselves. Hey, Mont, you finally decided to join me. Here you go. Speak. Speak. Monty, speak. Speak. Speak loud. Speak. He whispers too much. Monty, speak. Bye. Come here. It's like it's after 10. Like, I have to whisper now. He's so funny. He gets jealous when Dixie's in here without him. But I'm glad that the RSOs have been decent for you. I I will say I really haven't been to, like, an indoor range or anything, it's just been, like, range days, and for the most part, people are pretty cool, but you do have to, like it's nice if you have a meeting where they talk to you about, like, their expectations, because the only other thing I've seen is, like, if the range operates a certain way and then they do have an influencer event, sometimes it's not communicated with certain people, and so, like, I've seen folks get in trouble for, um, like, the way they're filming a video, even though what they're doing isn't necessarily unsafe, they just don't allow, like, either rapid fire or full auto on their range. Um, but yeah, I think most of it comes down to communicating with you, and normally if they communicate rudely, it's not received very well, so. Um, I was diving off the dock into Flathead Lake last weekend. Oh my gosh, that sounds so fun. I saw an RSO crawl down the firing lane underneath my friend's muzzle. What? That seems a little bit unsafe. Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, like I said, I think sorry, I just read that in my head. Randy was saying that he was nervous about doing some rapid fire to film some B-roll, but they were okay with it. I think if you talk to them and they like know that you're competent, most of the time they're gonna be cool with it, especially at an indoor range, because that's a little bit different of a setting, especially if there are other people in there with you. Because as much as it is about you getting the range time you paid for, it is about, I mean, when you're in an area with other people, I think taking their comfort into consideration is important too, and the range's rules into consideration. So I think as long as you communicate like what you're going to be doing or just talk to them a little bit, I think that's a good idea. Um, Big tippers can do more. I don't like indoor ranges either, Dale. There are quite a few that I've been to that are really nice. Uh, and one of them was in Utah, so a little bit long commute for me. We have several around here that are pretty nice too. But if I can shoot outdoors, I'll take that any day of the week. The only time I could consider going into an indoor range would be like today at 3 o'clock when I was trying to film my full AR video and it was burning up. I got the hiccups a little bit. But yeah, I could have used a little bit of air conditioning then. But I really love being able to shoot outside. Just something about being outside and makes it all the much more better. So, yeah, indoor ranges I avoid just because I think the walls prevent me from seeing someone being unsafe. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that goes into an indoor range. And if it is really busy, I think that's just kind of an uncomfortable situation. 'Cause it's not like you're at a bowling alley and everyone's just, throwing a bowling ball down one direction. Yeah, they should be all shooting one direction, but people get a little bit wild and you don't know uh, the amount of training or competency your neighbor has. Although they all should be competent, you just don't know. So it's a lot of trust that you're putting into being in an indoor range setting. If it's your only option, I encourage you to train somewhere. But if you can be outside, I encourage that more. Plus, a little bit of fresh air and sunshine never did anybody harm. What? Did you go outside? Did you go outside? I thought I heard you. Are you getting me to go to bed? Is that what's happening? Is this like my new alarm clock for ending my lives? Is my dog gonna come get me? He's like, "Why are you still awake right now, Mom? It's time to go to sleep." We got a range about 20 miles from here that is free. That's nice. On the right day, you got the place to yourself. That's pretty awesome. I know there's some places that I've looked up that have like state ranges or like facilities that you can go to. Um, yeah, Randy, I thought about that too. I was like, is this where I should insert the wear your sunscreen comment? The Noonan Indoor Range has holes in the tape. Really? I haven't been to the one in Noonan in a while. I need to go up there and talk to Gary. Someone at TNT Indoor Range here in Utah shot through the lane barriers not too long ago. Oh my goodness. That is so scary. But that was a range I was talking about being very nice. Yikes. Yeah, Wisconsin State ranges are really nice. The Tennessee ones are not so much. What part of Tennessee? Well, I won't ask you. You don't have to tell me where you are in Tennessee, but east, west, central. There's a few ranges I've been to that are pretty nice in Tennessee. Went to the indoor range and had bullets kick back on the floor. What? Yikes. Okay, I can honestly say I don't know any ranges near Johnson City, so I cannot help you there. The ones I've been to a couple around Memphis, and I've been to where? Oak Ridge, closer to Knoxville. And if I could remember the name of that range, that one was really nice. It's where I did my first 3-gun match. It was very hilly though, and I was in a medical boot because I dropped a plate on my foot at the gym and crushed my toe into like a zillion pieces. And that's a whole different other story. But that range was super nice. And like I said, really hilly, but perfect for range conditions. Okay, so I am probably going to wrap things up here. I'm glad that we're doing this on Wednesdays now. I'm feeling good about this. Oh, shoot. If anybody did want a code for, just before I forget, and while these things are sitting in my lap, this is like my comfort armor. I don't know. These are really making me like extra relaxed because I don't know. If anybody did want that discount, though, it's 15% off the level 3, level 3A, and SRT plates and kits. 15% off. The code is lightweight armor, and I just put that in the chat. And that's at RMA Armament, and it's good through the 20th. So 15% off makes a pretty big discount if anybody's looking into it, and it's what you want. I mean, obviously, don't buy something if you don't want it, but. There you go. I've seen 3 people at outdoor ranges I go to. 3 people I've seen. Oh, you've only seen 3 people in the last 5 years? That's pretty crazy. Philip, good night. I'm glad that you made it on here. The ribs are coming off the grill. Oh, that's good timing then. Glad that we were able to do this. Ranges in Montana are pretty nice, always clean. I would like to go to the range in Montana next time I go. But yeah, I hope you all have a good night. I hope that Wednesdays work for everybody and we can keep doing this on Wednesday nights now instead of Tuesdays. And yeah, the whole crew will be back here next week. If I'm not on here, then, well, I'm going to be on here. So I'm going to go ahead and probably set up, what's it called? A schedule. So Wednesday night, you know what that means? If you get the wrestling tribute, then even better. Dale, good night. Colton, good night. Josiah, good night. Everybody else, hope you all have a great night, and I will talk to everybody next week. Wednesday, hold on. Wednesday is Old Man Discount Day at Noonan Range. Well, Wednesday is also Women's Day at the range in, what's it called? Autry's Armory. I think it's Women's Day on Wednesdays, so... Charlie, we can both go to different indoor ranges and shoot with discounts. All right, good night, guys. See y'all next week.